significant activities. In summer months, you were in your respective provinces and you have worked hard with our organizations, which I also followed very closely. And from now on, both in the parliament and in your provinces, you will hopefully continue working with the same level of effort. I'm fully convinced the 27th period, 5th legislative year, will hopefully be a much more productive period of work, and I would like to wish you success in your General Assembly, Commission and group work activities, and I thank you. This is the place where the national will manifests itself, and the members of parliament are also an important link between various organs of administration and our public. Together with the executive presidential system, the relations between judiciary, legislative and execution have been strengthened and harmony has been maximized. Today, we, as the president and the leader of the largest political party of the country, shows us the success of the new administration system. This parliament is the parliament which gave us victory during the independence war and proclaimed our republic and shifted our country to the multi-party democratic life. After every coup, the national will was erected once again in this parliament. We have supported democratic development and economic development leaps and has established the new economic system. So this parliament has established democracy and development bridges from past to the future. It has been the building block, and we have protected our past gainings, and the parliament also enlightens our vision. Hopefully, the first constitution will also be ratified by this parliament, a civilian constitution. The first civilian constitution offer was raised up by us, and we are very frank in this offer. As AK Party and the People's Alliance, we do our own preparations, and other political parties in the parliament, we expect them to share their preparation work with the public as soon as possible. If other parties offer for a constitution and ours can be matched and harmonized before the legislative year is over, we can finalize this at the level of the National Assembly. But for this, other political parties must first announce their offers for the constitution to the public. If no agreement is reached in the next 2023 elections, which are becoming near, we would face the public and we would be judged by the public, and their decision would be welcomed by us no matter what their decision is. Of course, the main the main factor here is going to be how to bring together different opinions about the way our country is run. Our perspective on the issue is as follows. Turkey, with the executive presidential system, has gained new advantages which are critical, as we have once again experienced during the pandemic period. Even the most developed countries and many countries around the world still face political, economic and social challenges, but from health industry in every area we were able to differentiate ourselves in the positive direction. We have it has been 3 years since we have carried out the largest administrative reform of our history, and when we look back we can see that we did good. There have been some deficiencies or some issues that can be fixed, as always is, and we're always aware of all of them, And we have actually worked in a comprehensive way on compensating for these, and these can all be solved with very small revisions and small touches here and there, and they are side issues. The new constitution period, if it succeeds, these problems can be solved in their own areas easily, and if this is not possible until end of the election, based on the experience that is gained until after the election, we, under the roof of the People's Alliance, we can make our own changes and amendments. Under every condition for our nation, we have promised a big and strong Turkey uh, after 2023, and here we are committing to a new path, the most revolutionary, most innovative, and most reformist, and as the most visionary political party of Turkey, with the help of God and support of our nation, we can bring our country to its 2023 and 2053 goals.
Değerli kardeşlerim, Türkiye Büyük Millet Meclisimizin yeni yasama yılı açış konuşmamda
This is the inauguration of the new legislative year of the Grand National Assembly of Turkey, and I have made an economic review as well. We have faced some of the most difficult challenges of our history, and some of our biggest successes have always been in line with the development in economy. Our democracy steps have had an impact on our economy as well, and the most important one was that we have saved ourselves from our debt to IMF, which was used as a stick of tutelage. People who remember the old Turkey will understand the significance of this step, because we have had pressure and poverty in the previous Turkey, and from that situation we have emerged through a lot of effort and a lot of challenges as one of the strongest in the region and globally. The young population do not know the old Turkey. Of course, for that reason they are having difficulties in making that comparison. So our suggestion to the young people is that for the future of our nation and the country, please pay attention to what project or what dream every political party has. Just with mere words or only to seem positive or only to save the day, there are some circles which say whatever comes to their mind, but they cannot be real politicians or real statesmen.
Mesela biz yeni anayasa diyoruz. Birileri de çıkıyor.
For instance, we talk about a new constitution, and there are others who say they can change the first 4 articles of the constitution if needed, and they are trying to give a signal to the political party which is controlled by the terror group, PKK terror group. There's another wing of that alliance which is saying similar things. So I would like to ask from here, the idea of changing the first 4 articles of the Constitution, is this the will of CHP or all CHP members, or is it the personal opinion of Kılıçdaroğlu? If this is the institutional will of Republican People's Party, that means there is a grim problem for our country in this situation, because the constitution is a very fundamental issue, and this would mean that CHP is totally controlled by HDP, even in a topic like the constitution. But if this is the opinion of Kılıçdaroğlu personally, in that case he has a different agenda than the rest of his political party. So all of this, let's see in a video.
Türkiye'deki demokratikleşme çabalarının her dönemde bir şekilde önünü tıkayan,
Democratization efforts of the Republic have been blocked throughout history, and all anti-democratic attempts have received direct or indirect support from CHP, which is ready to give every kind of compromise to HDP. In order to protect their seats, CHP has become under control of HDP and has yielded to the constitution agenda of HDP and is planning to divide Turkey into cantons, and their draft has been presented to our nation as a so-called democratic constitution. Kılıçdaroğlu has opened the first four articles of the constitution to a discussion, and every time he is exposed, he adds new lies to his previous lies.
Bilgisinden ve gözetiminden uzak anayasa çalışmaları esasen bu partiyle kapsamına alacak biçimde yürütüldü ki bunlar
HDP'nin bölücü terör örgütlerinin çıkarlarına hizmet eden politikalarını
HDP's policies serve the divisive terror groups, and there's an effort to legitimize their political figures. Even inside his own political party, Kılıçdaroğlu has not established control. He is trying to create artificial agendas in order to seem positive to HDP.
meşru bir organ kimdir? HDP'yi meşru organ olarak görebiliriz.
Ama Demirtaş'ın şu an Cumhurbaşkanı seçilme ihtimali çok düşük gibi. Yani onun için hani seçildikten sonra onu düşürebilirler mi? Valla Demirtaş Cumhurbaşkanı seçilirse yani inşallah
Bu çıkışlarına ise terör örgütünden destek gecikmiyor.
There is always support from the terror group to his attempts.
HDP'ye muhtaçtırlar.
HDP tarafından köşeye sıkıştırıldıkça her türlü milli
Every
ve
time they're
manevi
cornered
hassasiyeti
by
göz ardı
HDP,
eden
they
Kılıçdaroğlu,
Kılıçdaroğlu ignores
İttifak
every kind of
çalışmasında da
national
PKK
sensitivity,
tarafından dayatılan
and
şartları sorgulamaksızın kabul
without
ediyor.
questioning, he accepts conditions that are put forth by the PKK.
Şubesinin PKK'nın kanalı Jin TV'ye ödül verdiği geceye
There was
CHP
even an
Genel
event
Başkanı Kemal
where
Kılıçdaroğlu
the
çelenk
Chamber of
gönderiyor.
Architects gave awards to
Öyle ki,
PKK,
yıllarca
and
kırmızı çizgimiz dedikleri
Kılıçdaroğlu
anayasanın
sent
ilk
flowers
4
to this
maddesini
event.
dahi değiştirmeyi göze
They
alıyorlar.
even take the risk of changing the first four articles of the Constitution.
Bütün bunların tamamını. Buyurun gelin yapalım bunların hepsini.
Millet İttifakı'nı oluşturan partiler bir araya geldik zaten. Bir anayasa değişikliği için neler yapabiliriz diye ilkeler belirlendi.
Kandil'deki vatan hainlerinin emrinden çıkamayan HDP tarafından
HDP is under orders of the Kandil Mountain, and Kılıçdaroğlu closes his eyes to the realities of the nation, and he does not care for national interests and values, and is ignoring all the fundamental values that helped establish the country.
Biz seçim için güç birliği yapalım.
We have visited the head office of HDP in order to have an alliance for the elections.
Bizi destekleyin ama kimse görmez.
They say support us, but don't let anyone see this.
Büyük Türk milleti terör sevici, kökü dışarıda ittifak mensuplarının gerçek yüzünü görmeye
The
devam
real
ediyor
face
ve
of
hiçbir
this,
zaman
the
ülkenin
member parts of
adalet
this
olmadan
alliance are
büyük
seen by
Türkiye
the
yolunda
nation,
yürümeye
and
devam
we
ediyor.
continue marching on the way for a great Turkey.
Biliyorsunuz bugün 6-8 Ekim olaylarının 7.
As you know, this is the 7th anniversary of 6th to 8th of October. Based on the call of the group leaders in Kandil, the leaders of HDP at the time used the events in Syria as an excuse in order to invite their supporters to the streets, and they shed the bloods of tens of innocent people. Everyone that was not one of them, they lynched in a state of frenzy, and they have martyred Yasin Börü and many other innocent people in a very violent way, as we remember, just like yesterday. Schools, dormitories, buses, homes, and streets they have torched, and those who ignited this excessive group are now in prisons. They're answering for their crimes. Kılıçdaroğlu, during the same period, did not ask did not question the blood of the innocents, but he, as if he was not the one that he caused all the problems, he is claiming that we are trying to frighten the nation. Some members of parliament from CHP or party leaders have had some other disasters, which I'm not even going to list here. The fascist practices during the single party period is already evident, and from 28th of February to the 6th of October events, or from Syria issue to the developments in the Mediterranean. At every critical issue of our near history, CHP has always been against our country and against our nation, and we can never forget this. In all the cross-border operations of Turkey, all of our diplomatic efforts were blocked by CHP, and their policies are neither local nor national, and it is our duty to explain this to our nation on every occasion. History has witnessed CHP, the oldest political party of our republic, under the order of the terror extension, HDP, and of course our nation will bring them to account. Of course, the other ally of the alliance that is led by CHP, the other political party, and the lady who is leading that political party. HDP has never been openly named, and in order to balance both that political party and the other alliance member, CHP is doing every kind of trick. Based on the remarks of the leaders of that political party, or the practices in the municipalities of CHP, we have seen this fact very openly. İYİ Party cannot close its eyes to this fact in order to protect its own position, because this is no longer sustainable. The lady who is leading this political party has stated that she is a candidate as a prime minister rather than a president. This is also an indication of that picture. HDP side has already expressed that they would not accept her as a president, which means HDP is using its rights as the hidden partner in the alliance and has vetoed this lady. Turkey is being run by the executive presidential system, and it's obvious that this system will continue, but still she is expressing candidacy for a non-existent position, and this is the reason behind it. When it comes to words, they claim that they talk for the nation and country, but they are conducting politics under the guidance of a terror group, and this is a sign of weakness, and may God not bring anyone down to this level. Rather than struggling in front of our nation and openly, they are trying to make hidden alliances behind closed doors, and this is the end that they were supposed to face. They may object to this now, but the picture is obvious. On the one hand, PKK and HDP, they are taking instructions from HDP and PKK as the leader of the main opposition party, and on the other side there is a political party who is in a very challenging position. Even if the name of the party is good, they are in a difficult position. This lady has also claimed previously that she has signed the 28th of February decisions, and she agrees all of them, and she's convinced them all of them should be practiced. The same lady today is claiming that she would not allow the headscarf to be limited. She's claiming that she has always objected the bans. So there is a discrepancy here, which is obviously noticed by our nation. When there is no principles and no honor, at every period they say whatever they are supposed to say. They use every kind of slander against us. They attack us with different lies, and similarly they are full of such problems in their past, such disgraces. We can document them and we can see them in a visual form. The 28th of February was like dark clouds on our history. It was one of the darkest periods of our near history. Under the disguise of Kemalism, divisive agendas were imposed on the nation by a junta minority, which were trying to open wounds in the hearts of our nation. Mothers who have lost their sons as martyrs for this nation were not allowed into military ceremonies, or covering students were not allowed into their universities. In such an atmosphere, defending what was right or voicing the concerns of the victims was very challenging. Many politicians took shelter under the protection of the military tutelage against the peace of our nation. Meral Akşener was one of these people. I have signed the decisions of the National Security Board. I believe that they should be applied. If I had any reservations, I would voice it there. They have to be applied. The Ministry of Justice is working on it. Millions of innocent people were taken away from their country, and Meral Akşener has voiced support for the coup. After the national will prevailed, she has generated stories, fake stories of heroism for herself. I would break the hands which would try to block the headscarf. In the future, fake stories would become her political strategy.
Meral Hanım'la beraber çekti gitti. Ben daha öncesinde sonrasında görmediğim bir insan, tanımıyorum, bilmiyorum ben.
Geçinmiyor. Ben Enescan'ın babasıyım. Böyle bir şey yok. Allah'ın verdiğine şükür olsun. Geçiniyoruz.
28 Şubat'ta alınan kararların en şiddetli savunucularından ve uygulayıcılarından
One of the fiercest defenders of the coup decisions, she is claiming to be against coups, and she is trying to hide their cooperation with HDP.
İçinde gönül vermişlerin de olduğu insanlar size oy verdi. Şu an koltuklarınızda HDP'nin oylarıyla koltuklarda oturacaksınız. Bu ittifakta, CHP ile yaptığınız ittifakta HDP'nin oylarının etkisi vardır.
Meral Akşener'in çağrısı üzerine bir ittifak kuruldu.
Ekrem İmamoğlu seçilmişse, Mansur Yavaş da bilecek ki seçilmişse HDP oylarıyla seçilmiştir.
Bizim gidecek ülkemiz yok. Senin HDP'yle ne işin var ya?
İşbirliği yapan burada ne işiniz var?
Aldatmayın milleti.
Helallik alman lazım benden. Çok ciddi söylüyorum.
Sen hakkını helal edersin. Ama
etmiyorum. Haram olsun hepinize.
aldatmayın milleti.
Her şey bir yana. Türkiye,
Putting everything aside, Turkey and Turkish politics and the Turkish nation
hak etmiyor.
does not deserve such a situation.
Birbirlerinden hiçbir farkı yok.
They are no different than each other. They have lies day and night.
Dün söylediğini
They say something yesterday and they reject it, they deny it today. And it is such a
kılıcını
structure.
çalan bir anlayışla yapılan işin adı muhalefet değil.
And this is not
Tahammüden
opposition,
bu ülkeye
but this
ve
is
bu millete düşmanlıktır.
actually enmity towards this country and this nation.
Dünyanın başka hiçbir yerinde böyle bir
In no
muhalefet
other part
anlayışı
of the world you cannot see such an opposition. You cannot
Türkiye'yi
find a
yönetmek
similar
için
one.
aday olduklarını açık yüreklilikle çıkıp ilan
They
etmekten
are
korkanlara
unable to announce
ülke
openly that they would
emanet
like to
edilemez.
rule the country, so
Kafalarında
the country
gezdirdikleri
cannot be
Türk
trusted to
tilkinin
them.
kuyruğunu
They have
bir
many
birine
plans
dolaştırdıkları
inside
için
their
her
minds
gün
and they
bir
confuse those
başka
plans with
tarafa
each other, and
savrulanların
for that reason
yarın hangi
they
çukura
claim different
yuvarlanacaklarını
things,
kimse
and we
bilemez.
cannot know in which direction they will go in the future. The future
Kendileriyle
of our
birlikte
children
ülkeye de aynı savrulmaları yaşatmak isteyen kifayetsizlerin
cannot be
ihtiraslarına
trusted
kurban
to
edemeyiz.
their plans,
Ülkenin
those who
gerçek
are scattered
meseleleri
in different
üzerine kafa
directions
yormak
each
yerine
passing day.
kendi
Rather than
akıllarınca
finding solutions
yumuşak
to the
karın olarak
problems of
gördükleri
our
yerlere
country, they
yumruk
rather
sallayanlara
try to
bu
attack
millet Allah'ın
in
izniyle
the
yüz
soft
vermeyecek.
spots that they try to
Cehaletle riyakarlığı,
find, and our nation will
tembellikle
not
kibrin
allow them.
karışımı,
They
ülkenin
are
ve
lazy
milletin
but also
felaketinden
arrogant,
ikbal
and they
devşirmeye
try
çalışan
to
bu kirli
find their
muhalefet
future in the
tarzını
failure of
ve
our country, and
uygulamalarını
this is a
reddediyoruz.
dirty style of opposition, and we
CHP
reject
ve
their
Kılıçdaroğlu
methods and their
hemen
style.
her konuda
CHP and
neresinden
Kılıçdaroğlu,
tutsanız
on every
elinizde
occasion,
kalacak şekilde
they
tel tel
try,
dökülüyor.
they claim lies
CHP'nin
which
başındaki
are not
zatın
accurate in
yalanlarını,
any way. The lies of the
yanlışlarını,
person
iftiralarını
leading the
ortaya
CHP,
sermekten
we
doğrusu
have been tired
Ama bu
of
zat
exposing his
aynı
lies and his
ahlaksızlıkları
slanders, but that
mütemadiyen
person
tekrarlamaktan
continues
bir türlü
repeating
vazgeçmiyor.
the same lies
Hani bir
every
söz
day.
vardır. Allah'tan korkmaz, kuldan utanmaz.
He has no fear of God
Tam da böyle bir
or no
profile
shame from
karşı
other
karşıyayız.
people, as we say. This is the
Allah'tan
exact
korksa
profile
iftira
that we're
atmaz,
facing. He would not
kuldan
slander if he had
utansa
any fear of
yalan
God,
söylemez.
or he would not lie
Kendisi her
if he
ikisini
had
de
any
sürekli
shame
yaptığı
towards
için
his fellows.
rahatlıkla
But he
bu
does
sözleri
both of
ifade
them very
edebilir.
easily. That's why we're able to call him out. Yesterday he was claiming that the building of the central bank in Istanbul, or the claims about the Man Island, or from exchange rate to drug money. He has listed many lies, whether they have any relation or not. When you list what he has said, you can see that he has lost his connection to reality entirely, and he is creating scenarios in his own mind and believing them to be true. Mr. Kemal, if you are looking for any drugs, first look in the mirror.
AK Parti çatısı altında
Under the roof of AK Party,
iştigal eden insan
you
bulamazsın.
cannot find anyone who deals with narcotics.
Ve böyle bir iftirayı da AK Parti'ye
And such a
atamazsın.
lie you cannot
Hayatı boyunca
make
devletten
about
aldığı
AK Party.
maaş dışında bir iş
Throughout
yapmamış, yatırım nasıl yapılır,
their life,
işletme nasıl kurulur, iş
these
nasıl
people have
yapılır konusunda
not had any
en küçük
revenue
bir
outside
fikri
the
olmayan bu zatın
wages that they take
zırvalarına
from the
tek
state,
tek cevap
and he
vermeyi
has
zül
no
addediyor.
knowledge about how to
Zaten bu
conduct
iddiaların
business, so
çoğu
it's a
mahkemelerde
futile attempt to answer all
bu
of
zatın
his
aleyhinde
lies.
verilen
Many of his
ve
lies have
milyonları
been
bulan
brought to
tazminat
court.
cezalarıyla
There are
kendisinin
millions,
yalancılığı
there
ve
are court
müfteriliği
cases and fines
yargı
amounting to
kararıyla da
millions of
tescil
liras.
edilmiş.
So his lies and slanders have been
Kamudaki
exposed
tek
by the
icraatı
judiciary as well.
başında bulunduğu
His only
Sosyal
practice
Sigortalar Kurumu'nu
at the
batırmak olan
public post
birisinin
was
devletin
leading the Social
stratejik
Security
kararlarıyla
institution,
ilgili
which he made
altı da
bankrupt.
üstü de
So when
boş
it comes to the
hezeyanlarını
strategic decisions of the
milletimizin
state, his
takdirine bırakıyor.
claims have no accuracy, so we trust it to our nation. What he does has nothing to do politics or being a politician. As I have expressed previously, this person is no longer serving politics, but he is rather the issue of sciences or of medicine. But since he is occupying a position, we cannot allow him to continue what he does. He has no responsibilities is. He is acting irresponsibly and he is hurting the country. In other words, he has become a problem of national security. In Turkey, there is no problem of a governance, but we have a very serious opposition problem. Hopefully, 2023 will be a year of building a strong and big country, but hopefully it will be a year where the opposition will be able to save itself from such shackles.
Değerli kardeşlerim, eskiler tarlada izi olmayanın
My brothers and
harmanda
sisters,
izi olmaz derler.
they say you cannot claim anything in the future if you don't make any efforts in the past. So they don't have any efforts, they don't have any services or projects for our nation. Similarly, they don't have any plans or any considerable opinions or efforts or any projects that has been calculated well, or any promises or commitments for the future of our country, and they do not even have the efforts or any intentions. They have lies and slanders and distortion politics, so with that they can neither contribute to our present nor to our future. In the past, as we have done in the past 20 years, from now on, we will continue making new projects and services for our country. We will continue serving and strengthening our democracy and accelerating our development. A huge nation and a huge landscape, this is what we are supposed to do as the hope of a big nation. No individual or group in our country if they have any request for rights and freedoms, we will be the ones which come up with a solution. Just like we did in the past with our leaps in democracy and development, we were able to make a leap in our country, and tomorrow we will build a big and strong country as well. For the first time in our history, we will have the initiative to introduce a civilian constitution, which is a proof that nobody can supersede us. If any roads, water, hospitals, electricity, sports facilities, viaducts, and any infrastructure or superstructure is needed in any part of our country, we have made that investment and we will continue doing so.
Ya nerede bir dikili taşınız var ya? Şu anda Ankara, İstanbul
they don't have anything that they have built. For instance, you have gained the municipalities at Ankara, Istanbul and Izmir, but you're unable to renew the asphalts. It is full of ditches, full of holes on the road. And where is the municipality? There is missing water. There is water shortage in different parts. So what is the municipality doing? Why are you unable to make the waters run again? Because you don't want to, but we do. This country has our services and our projects at every corner.
Nükleer güç santralinden 1915 Çanakkale Köprüsü'ne, elektrikli otomobilden
from nuclear to unmanned vehicles or to electric vehicles, every kind of investment that would give us a say in the future of the world, we have conducted that investment and we will continue taking those steps. In Istanbul, for instance, a building has been built for the central bank. He is claiming that it is 72 floors. He says, when I come to power, I'm going to turn it into a student's dormitory. But what can you say to such a person? As I have said, he is he should now be dealt by doctors. We have achieved this already, and we are carrying the central bank there. And you don't have the power to reverse it.
aklı erse New York'ta yaptığımız
If he had the power,
Türk evini de yurt yapma
he
kararı olarak açıklayabilir.
could also claim to turn the Turkish house that we built in New York, which is 36 floors high, into a student's dormitory as well.
Neresinden tutup nasıl anlatır?
So how can we respond to his
Ülkemizde
claims?
kadınlarımızın herhangi bir sorunları veya beklentileriyle ilgili mücadelesi mi var?
Does he have any projects about the problems or issues of women in our country? We have always led
Bu
in this
alanda
area.
yaptığımız tarihi reformları
We have
sürdürmenin
carried
yanında
out historic reforms in this area, which we will
savunuculuğu kisvesinin
maintain.
altına saklanarak
They have hidden
kendi
under the
işlerindeki
disguise
taciz,
of defending women's
tecavüz,
rights in order to
hırsızlık,
cover
bütün
for
bu
their own
iğrençliklerin
theft,
üstüne örtmeye
rape and
kalkanların
harassment inside or their
gerçek
own
yüzlerini de
political party.
ifşa edeceğiz.
And we are going to expose
Ülkemizde
them as well.
gençlerimizin teknolojide, yenilikçilikte,
In technology,
girişimcilikte,
innovation,
araştırma,
entrepreneurship, and research and
üretimde bir
development,
ihtiyacım var.
production, if
Hepsinin de
our young
projeleri
people need anything,
biz hayata
we are
geçiriyoruz
going to
ve biz
come up with projects for
İşte
all of them.
şimdi bir Teknofest
Currently,
kuşağını inşa ediyoruz.
we are building a
Teknofest
Technofest
başta olmak üzere
lines
gençlerimizle bir
of
araya
events,
geldiğimiz her
and
platformda
at every platform
aslında
where we
onları
meet
en
with the
iyi
young
bizim
people,
anladığımızı,
including the
taleplerine
Technofest,
en doğru
you can
cevapları
see once
bizim
again that we
verebildiğimizi
understand them the best
görüyoruz.
and we can respond in the best
Roketten
way to their
yapay
needs.
zeka
From
yazılımlarına,
missiles to
yenilenebilir
AI software
enerji
to
sistemlerinden
renewable
sağlık
energy
endüstrisi
systems
araçlarına
to
kadar
health
her alanda
industry equipment, in
gençlerimizle
every
çok
area
daha yakın
we
ve
are
sıkı bir
closer
yoldaşlık
to the
yapıyoruz
young people
ve
and
yapacağız.
we are
Velhasıl
colleagues to them, we're
Türkiye'nin
comrades to them,
geçtiğimiz
and
20
will
yılına
continue being so.
nasıl
As we
damgamızı
have
vurmuş,
left our
Cumhuriyet
mark on the
tarihinin
20
tamamında
past 20
yapılanların
years
kat ve
of
kat
our history,
fazlasını
and as we
nasıl
have achieved
gerçekleştirirsek
multiple
bundan sonra
times
da
more
aynı
than was
şekilde
achieved
AK
before us,
Parti'nin eser ve
from
hizmet
now on,
siyaseti
in the same
bayrağını
fashion, we will
zirvede
continue
tutmayı
our politics
sürdüreceğiz.
of new projects and new services.
Ülkemizin 81 vilayetinin ve
All
84
81
milyon
provinces
vatandaşımızın
of our
tamamını
country
kucaklayan,
and all
hiçbir
84
konuyu
million
eksik,
citizens, we
hiçbir
embrace all
meseleyi
of them,
çözümsüz
and we
bırakmadan
do not leave
gece
behind
gündüz
any issue
çalışıyoruz
or any
ve
problem.
çalışacağız.
We will continue
Çünkü biz bu
working day
ülkenin
and night
her
because
toprağına
we
aşkla
love
bağlıyız.
every inch of land
İşte bu
of this
haftada Allah
country.
nasip ederse
And this week, hopefully,
Adana,
we
Ceyhan,
will be visiting
oralardayız
Adana and Ceyhan
ve
area,
utanmadan, sıkılmadan ya diyor
and he is claiming without any embarrassment
fabrika filan
that this
açmadı.
ruling party is not opening any new factories, but I have opened 26 new factories just recently, and this week I will be in Adana attending the opening of new factories. Mr. Kemal, you wouldn't know about these issues. You don't have a single tree planted.
Bu işler bizim.
And it's always us that is achieving this. If you saw a factory, you would confuse it with something else. We love very cordially each member of our nation very cordially because we are the only hope of a big nation and a big landscape.
Göreve geldiğimizde savunmada
when we came to office, we were able to manufacture 20% of our defense needs, but now we have increased it to 80% from 20%. We were unable to procure or produce any unmanned aerial vehicles. But now Akıncı and İHA and SİHA armored unmanned aerial vehicles were able to now produce them and even export them. From past to the future, we have established a big bridge that we are strengthening each day. So every step that we take, we are in a full awareness of the responsibility that is given to us by our history and our culture. So not only for ourselves, but for all the generations that come after us. May God make us successful on this blessed journey, and may He bring our journey to a victory. Brothers and
Türkiye'nin en
sisters,
büyük mesafeleri kat ettiği alanlardan
Turkey
biri de
has made a lot of
üniversite
progress in many
kapasitesiyle,
areas, one of them
yurduyla,
being the
kredisiyle
capacity of
ve diğer
universities,
tüm unsurlarıyla
dormitories, the
yüksek
student
öğretim.
loans, and
Dün
higher
yeni
education
akademik
in
yıl
total.
açılış töreni vesilesiyle bu
Yesterday,
alanda yaptıklarımızı
I attended
kapsamlı bir
the opening
şekilde
of the new
kamuoyuyla
higher
bir kez daha
education
paylaştık.
year, and I have
Bugün burada
shared with the public once
özellikle
again
yurtlar
in a
meselesi
comprehensive way
üzerinde
what we have achieved
kısa
in
da
this
olsa
area.
durmak
Today,
istiyorum.
I would like to briefly touch
Ekranları
on the
başında
issue of
bizi
dormitories.
izleyen milletime,
For our nation who's
gençliğe,
watching us in front of their
özellikle
screens,
seslenmek
and the
istiyorum.
youth, I'd like to
Türkiye,
call on
dünyanın açık
them,
en fazla yüksek
specifically
öğretim
Turkey
öğrenci yurdu kapasitesine
is
sahip ülkesi.
the country with the highest
Mesela,
capacity of dormitories in higher education.
724
For instance,
bin kamu ve 300 bin özel sektörüyle
there are
toplamda
700,000
1
state
milyonun
and
üzerinde yurt
300,000
kapasitesi
private
varken aynı rakam
capacities in dormitories,
İngiltere'de 550 bin,
more than 1 million in
Fransa'da
total. In
365
UK, it's
bin,
500,000,
Almanya'da 290 bin,
France 300,000,
İspanya'da
290,000 in Germany, and 91,000
Belediye Yurtlar
in
Kurumumuz
Spain. Our
bugünkü
credit
724 bin
and
yatak
dormitories
kapasitesine
agency
180
is
bin
adding
gibi bir yerden
180,
gelmiştir.
has reached this level
en
from the
önceki dönemde
previous levels
180
of
bin,
180,000. So it used to be 180,000. Today
halen
it
süren
is
yatırımlarla birkaç yıl
720,000.
içinde bu rakama
And with the
110
ongoing
bin
investment,
kapasite
we
daha
are going to
ilave
add
edeceğiz.
another
Sadece
110,000
yatak
in a few
kapasitesini
years' time.
arttırmakla kalmadı.
We did not only increase the
Yurtlarımızın
number of
donanımını da
beds inside
otel
dormitories, we
konforuna
have also
yükselttik.
increased the
Eskiden
quality of dorms to the
30-40
level of
kişilik
hotels.
koğuşlarda
In the
kalan
past,
öğrencilerimiz
students had to
artık
sleep in
3-4 kişilik
large rooms of
içinde
30 to
yatağı,
40 people,
dolabı,
but now they have
çalışma
rooms
masası,
of
banyosu,
3 to 4
tuvaleti,
people
interneti olan
and rooms
odalarda
which have
hayatlarını
internet
sürdürüyor.
and a bathroom and
Dolayısıyla
any other amenity.
ülkemizdeki yurtlar
So
iftihar
the
vesilesiyle
dormitories in
düzeyde.
our country is at a praiseworthy
Şimdi
level.
yurtlarımızda
If you want, let's see
öğrencilerimize hangi
the
hizmetlerin
dormitories and
verildiğine
let's see the
şöyle
kind
bir
of services
göz
that
atın.
we offer to our students.
Nasıl yurtlar? Bir senede ben bu sorunu çözmezsem siyaseti bırakırım diyor. Ya sen bunu ilk defa söylemiyorsun.
He is claiming
Çok
that he
söyledim.
will solve this problem in a year's time, but this is not the first time he is claiming this. He has made these claims many times in the past.
Üstelik dünyanın hiçbir yerinde Türkiye'de olduğu gibi temiz ve yemek hizmeti sunulmuyor. Öte yandan yurtlardaki yaşam kalitesi artırıldı. 2002 öncesi yurt yatak tiplerinin %81'i ranza iken bugün %89'u baza ve karyola şeklinde. AK Parti 19 sene içinde devrim niteliğinde adımlar atarak barınma sorununu kökünden çözmüştür. Yalanlar üreterek gençlerle devlet arasına nifak sokmaya çalışanlara gerçeklerin pekala farkında olan milletimiz prim vermeyecektir.
Evet, bu yıl ortaya çıkan karmaşanın sebebi.
The reason for the confusion that occurred this year is because that the applications from last year and this year were accumulated. Other than a few cities all over the country, the number of the students who applied for dormitories have all been placed into available spots in dormitories. And when it comes to students who have not been, so far we continue making investment and trying to find solutions for them. On the other hand, students who are staying in dormitories, and now at this point I would like to call out to the opposition, but I also remind this to our nation. When we first came to office, the scholarships, do you remember the scholarships that the students received? It was only 45 lira, but currently the scholarship that we offer to students is 650 liras.
570 lirada beslenme
We are
yardımı
also
yapıyoruz.
giving an additional 570
Hiçbir
liras in
evladımızın
food support,
maddi
meal support to
imkansızlık
students.
sebebiyle
We don't want
üniversite
any student
eğitiminden
to
mahrum kalmaması
be
için
devoid of university
talep eden
education
her
for financial
öğrencimize
reasons.
burs
For
veya
for
kredi
any student
veriyoruz.
which
Kapıdan geri
demands
döndürmek
it, we
yok.
give them scholarships or
76
loans. We do
üniversiteyle
not turn away anyone. We have taken over
ise
with 76
207
state
üniversite.
universities. But
Yani
currently we have
üniversitemizin
207
olmadığı il
universities,
yok.
which means we don't have a single province where there
Üniversitelerimizi
isn't a
bu seviyeye
university.
getirirken
As we brought our universities to this
konusunda da
level, we have also
attığımız
taken
atacağımız
significant
adımlar
steps
ortada.
when it comes to dormitories, and we have more steps to
Üniversitelerle
take.
biz bir defa bir
We
şeyi hallettik.
have solved an
Nedir
issue
o?
with universities, which is,
Hakkari'deki
for
evladımız
instance, a child who was born in an eastern province. We didn't want them to have to come all the way to Ankara or Istanbul for university education. We wanted to bring the university to them, and we achieved this. We have brought universities to Şırnak,
Oradan çık
and
İstanbul'a gel demedik.
we did not ask them to leave
Yani
their cities
ilim
and come to
tahsilini
Istanbul, which
biz
means when it comes to
konuklarımızın
studying
anne babasının olduğu
sciences,
yere
we have brought it to where they used to live,
Değerli
where their
kardeşlerim,
parents
ayrıca
live. So
yaklaşık 1,5 milyon öğrencimize
for 1.5
650 lira
million
bu burs
students,
verirken
as we offer this
yüksek lisans
650
düzeyinde
lira in
1300
scholarship,
lira ödüyoruz.
we pay
Doktora
1,300 at
düzeyinde
MA level,
ise
and we pay
1950 liralık kredi veya burs
1,950
ödemesi
liras
yapıyoruz.
at PhD level in a loan or scholarship
Bir
format.
zamanlar üniversiteler açılırken
In the past,
bir numaralı tartışma
as
konusu
universities opened, the top
artış sorunu.
issue of discussion was the
Ülkemizin
tuition fees,
sancıdan
and we were able to save our country from this important problem.
harç diye bir şey ortaya
And now
Artık
nobody
ülkede
has to
hiçbir
pay
öğrencimizin
tuition fees.
harç diye
No
bir
student
derdi,
in this country
sorunu
now has this problem anymore.
Ama bazıları bu
But
güzel
there
iklimi
are
zehirlemek için
certain people who would
olmadık
like
yollara
to poison
başvurmaktan,
this beautiful
olmadık
climate,
işlere
so
kalkışmaktan
they
çekiniyor.
try to do
Kendi
different
hocalarına
things or
bile
make different claims.
saygısı
They do not
olmayan
even respect
bu
their
tipleri
own
biz öğrenci
teachers,
olarak
their own
kabul etmiyoruz.
professors, and we cannot accept these people as students.
Avrupa'da, Amerika'da
In
bu
Europe
tiplerin hiçbirini
or in the
bir
US,
gün bile üniversitede barındırmazlar.
these people would not be allowed even a single day inside universities. But here, just because they're causing problems to their universities, these people with no love or with bad intention, which are like terrorists, they are supported. And hopefully we are going to solve these problems inside their own areas without breaching anyone's rights, but without leaving any room for people with bad intentions.
Terör kılıklılara bırakamayız. Çok açık net
We
söylüyorum.
cannot abandon our universities to terrorists.
Öğrenci ilim, irfan
A student deals with sciences and knowledge and wisdom,
dışında
and if they have any other agenda,
ve biz
they will not be allowed. So such young
hocalarımıza
people,
teslim etmek suretiyle
by trusting them to professors, we want to take
değerli kardeşlerim,
such steps.
şimdi de dünyanın koronavirüs
Now,
salgını ve tabii afetlerin yıkıcı sonuçlarıyla yüzleştiği bir dönemde
as the world is
Türkiye
facing the
olarak
coronavirus
biz
and
yatırımı,
other natural
üretimi,
disasters, we
ihracatı,
have
istihdamı
prioritized
hızlandırarak
investment, employment,
büyümemizi
export,
sürdürüyoruz.
and improvement, and we
Küresel,
continue
siyasi
our growth.
ve ekonomik
Global,
dönüşümü kaçırmamak
in
için
order not to be
üzerimize
behind
düşen her
global
sorumluluğu
economic
hakkıyla
and political
yerine getirmenin
transition, we
gayreti içindeyiz.
try to fulfill
Bu
every
çerçevede
responsibility
diğer
that
ülkeler
we have.
ve uluslararası
Other
işbirliği
countries and
platformlarıyla
international cooperation
ilişkilerimizi
platforms,
geliştirmeye,
we
aradaki pürüzleri
improve our
gidermeye
relations with them,
önem veriyoruz.
and we
Birleşmiş
prioritize
Milletler'den
overcoming
Avrupa
any
Birliği,
mishaps from
İnsan
UN
İşbirliği
to EU
Teşkilatı'ndan
or
Türk
from
Konseyi'ne
OIC
kadar
to
her
the
zeminde
Turkey Council.
bu anlayışla
At every
öncü,
platform, we
yol açıcı,
use this
kolaylaştırıcı bir
mentality
rol
to
üstlenmeye
play
çalışıyoruz.
a leading and
Meclisin onayına gelen
facilitating role.
İklim Anlaşması'ndan
The
eylem planını
Paris
açıkladığımız
Climate
Avrupa
Accord to
Yeşil Mutabakatına
the
kadar
Green Deal,
dünyamızın
European Green
ve
Deal,
insanlığın yeni istikametinin
every step that gives a direction to the world and to humanity, we are part of it. The global logistics system came to an almost collapse. The internet and social networks had problems in their infrastructure, and we also use the windows of opportunity that we have. The first target for our 2053 vision was the green development revolution, and by placing ourselves in the center of this, we would like to reach achievement. In the past 19 years, we have established a strong infrastructure, and on this infrastructure, we are taking steps in order to position our country at the top of the new global system, and we continue on our journey. In New York, right across the UN, we have built and opened the huge Turkish house, the Türkiye building with 36 floors, and this year we have had the first meetings in that building. We organized our first talks, and in a way that suits Turkey and fits the Turkish nation, such a new monument has been brought to our nation, has been made possible for our nation, and we are happy to do so. We have missed the industrial revolution, and we have reached the end of the information era, and we will work very hard to make Turkey the shining star. Our parliaments, the office of the president, our judiciary, our politics and civil society, all dynamics of the country will together reach this goal. As we always say, AK Parti was founded by the nation, and it was given its direction by the nation. And from now on, AK Parti's politics of service and projects will also be paved the way for by our nation. Our nation has always supported us in all of our efforts, and we thank our nation only by serving it more. The majority of the issues that we experienced as a country was the reason for its inner dynamics, but now maybe we have the biggest global opportunity of our history. We are looking for the best way to use this opportunity, and it's only possible through our brotherhood, our unity, and our climate of security and stability. With the help of God and the support of our nation, we will first reach our 2023 goals, I'm sure, and then we will live a vision for 2053 for our young people, which means the Technofest generation. We will trust it to them. All together, if we work hard and if we win the hearts of our nation, hopefully in the year 2023 we will once again assume the responsibility of ruling the country, and with a very rare continuity, we can have the chance to run without any breaks the leap of development for our country, and it's up to us and up to you. And with such sentiments, I wish you success in your parliament efforts, and may God help us. I once again greet all of you with my best regards.
Sayın Cumhurbaşkanımıza hitaplarından dolayı teşekkürlerimizi arz ediyoruz. Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım, partimize katılımlar olacaktır. Bu münasebetle zateninizi bir müddet daha kürsüde bulunmaya davet ediyorum. Ve katılımlar için Genel Başkan Yardımcımız Mehmet Özhaseki Bey'i kürsüye davet ediyorum.
Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım, çok değerli Hazirun, Bugün burada Büyük AK Parti ailesine bir belediye başkanı arkadaşımız daha katılıyorlar. Malum halinizdir ki biraz önce sizler de ifade ettiniz. Hizmet bırakmak, eser bırakmak AK Partililerin işidir. Bu gerçeklikten hareketle aramıza katılan İşçihisar Belediye Başkanı Ahmet Şahin Bey'i tebrik ediyorum. Hayırlı olsun diyorum. İşçihisar Afyon'un en kadim ilçesi ve mermer başkenti olarak biliniyor. Ak mermeriyle meşhur. Arkadaşımız da Demokrat Parti'den seçilmişler. Ancak hizmet etmek istiyorlar. Hizmetin de AK Parti ailesinde olduğunu bildikleri için bizlerle beraber olmak istiyorlar. Bugün burada bizlerle beraber yol yürümek isteyen ve ben dünya lideri Tayyip Erdoğan'la beraber olmak isteyen arkadaşımız Ahmet Şahin'i huzurlarınızda rozet takımı için buraya davet ediyorum. Hayırlı uğurlu olsun efendim. Belediye Başkan Yardımcısı olarak neredeyse %86 boyumuz var dedi. Herhalde bir aday yanlışlığı yapmışız. Kardeşim de diyor müracaat ettim ama yer bulamadım diyor. Şimdi inşallah yine o 180'i yakalayacağız. Efendim, fotoğraf çekim için değerli bakanımızı, milletvekillerimizi, il ve ilçe başkanımızı da buraya davet ediyorum.
Biz de değerli başkanımıza hoş geldiniz diyoruz. Basına açık oturumumuz burada sona ermiştir. Biraz sonra kapalı oturuma geçeceğiz. Bu münasebetle basın mensubu arkadaşlarımızı dışarıya davet ediyoruz. Teşekkür ediyoruz.